Hello, I'm Shirley and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a few of my lovely orchids that I've had in my collection. These ones have flowered in the late summer. There are others, but I thought today I'd just mention these ones. And so I'm going to start with my Equestris. Now this one is Equestris, and she is quite small but very sturdy, and I've had her for only a year, so she's just putting out some really nice leaf growth right now. But she stopped for a while because just recently we had a lovely flower spike, as you can see, and some lovely flowers. And unfortunately they have dropped off, but there is pictures here to show you how beautiful they were. And literally the last couple, just as I was bringing her in, I was hoping that the last few would be there to show you. But I'll try, to get closer to the camera. But you can see here how beautiful they are. They're cascading, lovely, rich, beautiful little white flowers. And there isn't a scent with them, but the thing about them is that they have lots of cascading flowers, and they're really beautiful, and they drape down like this, and they're lovely, absolutely lovely. And they have beautiful leaves, lovely leaves. And I just thought I'd mention that because I've just had this one now finish its flowering. It was flowering for about 4 weeks. I think 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. And she's just so beautiful. So I've had her only a short time, and she's still managed to produce flowers for me, which that's really the special thing about it. I haven't had to wait years for that. It's just happened. So I'm really pleased about her. The next one is the Cattleya Copper Queen Ruby Lip. Now I've only had her for about a year, could be less than a year, and I bought one that had quite a bit of growth on it already, but she still has shot up in leaf size, as you can see, and these leaves are almost unbendable. They're very strong, very sturdy. It looks to me as though she had already produced a flower spike before I had her, and then when we had her a little while, she produced flowers. She is a hybrid, but her parents were species, and one of them was called Laelia, who must be a special one because it was the way it was written when I looked it up, as though it was a special species. And this particular parenthood produces regular flowers, and she will flower. She's capable of flowering twice a year. I have heard someone say that they had 3 occasions when they flowered, but I think 2 is the norm. And she's really quite a special plant. And you can see the flowers here. They are quite large, and they colour change, which is the fascinating thing. They come up a kind of pale, kind of dusky, pinky peach. Then it changes, and as it changes, it becomes brighter, and it turns into this beautiful yellow, wonderful yellow with lovely flower heads, beautiful. And they're quite big, and the lips are lovely as well. And the lips are, they have like a little red markings on the deep inside of the lip, and then on the outer side of the lip they have little purple dots around there. Just magic. And the lip is frilled all around the edge of it. It's a kind of frill, and it's a really pretty, lovely flower. And the other nice thing about them is that they have a wonderful scent. It's a beautiful, sweet, almost lily-like scent that is quite strong. You can smell it. It's not just there and gone in an instant. It is quite nice. And so I was really pleased with this particular one. Really happy that I had got this lovely, lovely orchid. And she flowered earlier in the year. Now, that was quite good for me because I wasn't expecting her to, but she did. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get another flower later on. We're in the early autumn at the moment. I don't think I've got a flower spike. I don't think so, but you know, sometimes they kind of hide between the leaves. But anyway, I'm really happy with this one. So I know in the spring for sure I'm going to get some more of those lovely fragrant flowers. The next one I haven't got with me here at the moment, but it's up here for you to see, is the Polychilos Tetraspis. And she is really lovely. I only had her a couple of years ago, and she has the most beautiful, fragrant, sweet scent. And it's quite strong, but it's very nice. It just fills that little area that you're sitting in if you're sitting next to the beautiful orchid. And I thought she was lovely, and she has star-like flowers, and there's many of them. And just like this one, who starts, the spike starts to become heavy and falls down. So it is the same with the Tetraspis. And that is like a cascade of beautiful flowers, lots and lots and lots of lovely little flowers. They're either all red or they're all white, and they mix between them. This red is a deepish red, and the flowers all mix between each other, and you get this lovely look, which you can see here with this beautiful scent. Another one that I was going to talk about was Bellina. And you may have heard of Bellina. And she, here, I've only had her, it could be 2 years coming up, and she's just starting to flower. She may have another bud there, I'm not sure, but she's got the most beautiful little flower. Isn't she just gorgeous? And this flower, whoops, the water's dripping. She's just been watered recently. She has the most beautiful, shiny, big, lovely oval leaves. And she's got this gorgeous lemony cream. You could say extremely pale lime, but it's more lemon. It's very much more creamy lemon, mine anyway. And the lovely purple in the centre, a lightish purple with a beautiful little yellow in the very centre there. And she's so gorgeous. Can you see that? And she has a lovely scent as well. Now, as I've only got the one flower on this little stem at the moment, the strength isn't too strong, but I know that they have a reputation to be quite fragrant. And she's sort of citrusy, soapy. I can't quite put my finger on. But there's a heaviness to it where that would fill the room. If there was 2 or 3 flowers, you would have, at least the area where you were sitting, you would have that lovely scent. And it is really rather beautiful. So I'm really pleased that she flowered for me. It's so nice when you've only had them for a year or 2 and you actually get your flowers, because I have had some that don't. But I'll talk about that in a moment. And so the next one is this one. This is a Minotone Cambria. And she, I think, has a special name. Now, I've been looking all day trying to identify her. I bought her in a garden centre, and all they said on the back was Cambria. I've had her a little while now, and she's now flowering for me. She's got these beautiful, she's an Oncidium, and she has these beautiful tapering leaves. They're so lovely. So when the flowers do die down, you have this lovely sort of lime chartreuse type of leaf. And she's really quite lovely. And she has these beautiful flowers. But before I show you the flowers, I'm going to try to pronounce what we think might be her name. Alicia Samurai Renaissance. And she is quite beautiful. Can you see that? Absolutely beautiful flowers. She's a single spiked flowering orchid. And her flowers are just delightful. Can you see them? They look as if they dance as they move in the breeze. It's as if they're dancing. And they are a kind of purpley pink, deepish, with a lovely white lip with a little pink and lilac on the lip. Quite beautiful. And the lovely thing about these is not just that they have all these flowers on their flower spikes, because that's quite a few flowers there, but they have the most amazing perfume. And I'm saying perfume rather than fragrance. It smells just as if you were walking through a department store with all the ladies' perfumes around you, and you've got these lovely heady scents coming at you as you walk by. That is what she's like. She is beautiful. And when she first opened, for some days I could smell her on the other side of the room. And even now, if I go out of the room and then come back in the room, it hits me again. And I try to keep her somewhere close by me so that I can always have that scent when I'm watching TV or something at night. But she does, she fills the room. She is absolutely lovely. And these flowers last for a couple of months at least. They don't just drop off after a few weeks, they last. So long as they're not knocked. So you do have to be careful where you put them. You've got this wonderful fragrance. So Bellina, when she has some more flowers on her flower spike, will be something similar to this one, where they've got this lovely perfume and it just wafts in the room. And if they only flower once a year, it's worth waiting for it, isn't it? Because it's just so lovely to have that. And they look fresh right up until the time when they drop. I mean, this poor Equestris, these last few flowers have just left her. But if you look at those close up, you can see they're not shriveled. They're beautiful. So it's always sad to see them fall. And then there is another one I want to talk about, which I have featured in some of my other videos, because I do have a lot of other plants besides orchids, and I do tend to show those in my videos. And every now and again I might put an orchid in, or I have done some orchid videos, orchid styling videos. You could have a look at those if you want. But this one is Phalaenopsis Singolo. Now her flowers are just about to drop. She's not looking so great, so I don't want to show her now because she's literally at the end of her flowering time. But she has been flowering since July, and it is now mid-October. We are past mid-October actually. It's the 24th, something like that today. So she has been going since early July through right now till October. And she is absolutely beautiful, if you can see that. Those flowers are enormous. They are about that big. They're really large. And she has several flowers on the flower spike, and they just go on and on and on. And as I say, if they're not knocked, and if you don't keep them right in on a windowsill that's too close to that hot sun, they will go on and on and on. There isn't a perfume from them. That is so sad. But the flower is so beautiful. All these lovely purples and lilacs, mainly lilac, all the way through, and little dots and flecks of white, and white on the edge of the lovely flowers. And she's just so beautiful. So I wanted to show her that one to you. Now the last one I'll just talk about, we'll bring up a picture for you. But I'm going to tell you about her because she is a story and she really deserves a video on her own. This is my Amazing Thailand. Now, I've had her now, I would say 5 years. When I had her, she was just a couple of leaves, say about that large, and some roots. And she came bare rooted and she didn't look so good. And very soon I could see that she was going downhill very fast. So I had to work very hard to save her. And in another video, I'll talk about how I did that. But finally, and that's why I was saying earlier, it's so nice when you buy them and a year later you get your flowers. 5 years, no flowers. And I had to try to figure out along the time what was going on. Well, now I've got the sheaths that the flowers grow in and then come out of. I don't know if I'm actually going to get flowers this year from her, but the fact is that she has actually started now to develop these sheaths. And these are the sheaths. They come out of the leaves. There's one here and one here. So I'm going to hold this a bit closer to the camera so you can see those. This is just for your information. If you should buy an Amazing Thailand and you wonder what on earth you're going to do, it's been a few years and you've got no flowers. Well, I'm about to tell you how to get this plant to get going. So those are the sheaths, and inside there should be a little bud, but apparently, occasionally, they will produce a sheath and there will be no bud. And you just got to wait till the following year when they do it again. But she has to, I can't feel anything, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. And I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Now I'll tell you how I did it. I had grow lights on her as many hours as I could during the day. Now grow lights are rather, you know, bright, and she was in my lounge, so I was keeping her warm because I believe that Amazing Thailands need to be warm. And in England, our temperatures go up and down. We have the seasons, don't we? So I always keep her in the lounge, so she'll always be warm. Not too far away from a heat source, but not right on top. And I have the light trained on her now, so that she gets as much light as possible. I don't put her on the windowsill. If I do, she's in the west window, not the south. Don't put your plants in the south windows because it just will not work. They will burn. She was put there in the early days. This is one of her older leaves. And you can see there's damage here, and all that is to do with the sun. So I learnt my lesson. And we've been very lucky. She's been very strong. She's such a strong orchid, the Amazing Thailand. I mean, I can't believe why she hasn't produced more flowers sooner, but I can only think that where they come from, they get loads of light for many hours at a time. So I thought that that must be the reason. So I got my grow light, got that in place, and she's had that now for about a year, maybe 6 months, I'm not really sure. And since then, we've had now, just recently, these shoot up, the sheaths. So fingers crossed, if she doesn't produce any now, she might produce them in the spring. So I'm really happy about this, and they are beautiful, beautiful, and beautiful big flowers. There's multicolours. They are amazing. They are absolutely lovely, and they have apparently a wonderful fragrance. So I'm really looking forward to that. So just to help you along, if you've got an Amazing Thailand and you can't get it to flower, get that grow light because it's worth the money, and it really will help your others flower as well. Because some of them, you know, can sort of go almost into dormancy because, of our light change, where normally they would flower late autumn or something like that. Oh, and don't forget, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you have any questions or you'd like to see more about my orchids and how I look after them, how I repot them, please leave that in the comments and I'll see that, and maybe the next one I'll do that for you. So that's all I have time for today. So I hope that you've enjoyed looking at these and seeing these beautiful fragrant flowers, lovely orchids, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.